Welcome back to the Edgewater Race Report. As always, I am Ric, joined by Rob Wiley. Rob, unfortunately, this week's episode, big episode number 27, where we're just going to title this one Gloom and Doom.
Telling you, we had to cancel Saturday and Sunday yesterday because it's just low 40s. You're just not racing low in the mid 20s overnight. It's just not going to happen. And then just now, a little bit ago, we had to cancel Cincy Street Nights for Friday evening. Been watching that weather for 14 days, and it's bounced. One day it's beautiful and sunny, next day it rains, and then they started rain just in the morning. Just on Monday, we had just a little bit of rain, maybe a quarter inch of rain, going to be over by 10 a.m. And then sun's coming out, and we're going to have a great day. And each day since Monday and times during the day, it's progressed later and later and later and more rain. Now, one of the weather fast forecasts has it stopping around 4 o'clock, getting an inch of rain, and other ones got it continuing raining even later to like 6 or 7 o'clock. So unfortunately, just not going to happen for Friday night for Cincy Street Nights.
As you said, we're constantly getting, and you got your eye on that weather, week after week throughout the season, but, especially this time of year where it's just not, the precipitation that comes into play, the temperatures as well. And that time that you're allowed to get the track back in condition where you feel it's safe enough for the competitors.
If we would have had, if it was going to know for sure that it was going to stop raining at 4 o'clock and it wasn't getting an inch of rain and the sun was coming out, it was going to be warm. Now temperatures keep going down and no sunshine, an inch of rain and raining past 4 o'clock. You never get that track dry and to be able to get things done and get the racing and have a successful evening for everybody.
Yeah, I think that's really the interesting part of it, that when you start to peel back the layers and the multiple angles that you really have to consider when you're going to make a big move like this. I mean, you're talking, one of our major events here, the last Cincy Street Nights of the year, you're really looking forward to it. But in all the events, as you said there's so many different layers and angles that you got to consider. And I know it's heartbreaking. I can kind of just feel it, see it on your face here when you got to make these calls.
Cold weather coming in, and we're hoping to have a good evening. Just for example, last Saturday, we the weather forecast on Friday was going to rain all day, 80% chance of rain. At one point, it was 90, and then you go here Saturday, and it didn't. It might have drizzled a little at 7 p.m. But then you take the other factor that people don't think about. You take wind into effect. And all day Saturday was 25-mile-an-hour sustained winds with gusts up to 55. So even though it didn't rain and the weatherman was 80% wrong, it's still so windy you couldn't race anyway. So all those factors, and this time of year you worry about how cold it is at night because you get all that concrete, that asphalt, you get that thermal mass, and you cool that down into the 20s. And it acts like a big ice cube all day, so it takes a long time for that to heat back up. And then you're trying to put heat in the track with the for a prepped event, you need the traction compound and all the polymers in that compound just don't perform when they're under 50 degrees.
That is interesting that you mentioned last Saturday. Well, of course, we missed out on the Toys for Tots benefit that we're going to have there, bracket racing that was going to be happening. I was up here making the rounds in like northern Hamilton County, more in the Butler County area when I was doing some stuff here for work. And as you said, the sun was kind of shining. And I'm thinking to myself, man, I bet you Rob's kicking himself in the butt today. But as you mentioned, though, those heavy winds, and it was very, very windy. It was crazy on Saturday.
The clouds were ugly. You're looking up there like it's going to storm at any second. And it never did. So,
Yeah, I remember making a walk across the parking lot, and I had like the Trump hair going, where the wind was hitting. It was like going straight up on me. But yeah, it really is incredible to think about, all the variables, again, that go into making that decision. Now, as we're sitting here recording, it is early on a Thursday morning. It just went public on Facebook, facebook.com /Edgewater Race for all the updates and happenings at the track there. Just went and made the announcement Why so early, I guess? I mean, you just want to get that word out
Well,
there?
it's
'Cause as you said, this forecast
it's
keeps
how
changing.
it's how the weather's trending. If it's trending better, you can keep waiting. But every time I've looked at it, and it's been 6 or 7 times a day for the last 3 days, it just slowly and steadily keeps getting worse. Now, if it was trending better, you're going to hold out as long as you possibly can. But it's getting bad, and then a lot of people. With Cincy Street Nights, a lot of guys travel. We get people from up in Chicago all the time, and they're looking at a weather forecast and it says 100%, and a lot of people are just gonna they're done with it there. Most people aren't even gonna look into it and say, okay, oh, it's in the morning, it's 100% rain, and then the sun's coming out. But then if you look deeper into it, um, it just there's just
They just see that general forecast for the day and assume that's the whole day instead of
correct.
where we've come accustomed to. We're breaking it down by like the half hour.
Exactly. Everybody picks up their phone in the morning. So we always say with Cincy Street Nights, just if you can hold up that phone and in the morning it shows a big old ball of sun on there, you're going to have a lot of people come out because people we're all that way. We don't look deeply into it unless it's something that's obviously our livelihood. If you're doing something just for recreation and you see 100% rain, like I'm not going outside and brave the cold and the rain and stuff like that.
Well, as good as October was to us, we flipped that calendar. The weather has caught up with us here in November. We've lost 2 weekends, lost this entire weekend of racing. Now, Robert, last week we had the Toys for Tots. You'd mentioned about possibly trying to reschedule that, as we still do have a few weekends left here on this calendar.
Yeah, we were wanting to do that again this week. We're going to reschedule it for next weekend. I have looked at next weekend's forecast and it's not real pretty. So we're hoping we'll keep moving it to the 26th. And then we got the race on the 26th. And then of course, then it's Thanksgiving weekend. All we've got on a schedule is tune and test if it's warm enough. And then we have our street tire race the next weekend. So we'll have to hopefully get it in on the 26th and try to make that happen. If not, we'll just do it we'll do it on a street tire race, which is the first weekend in December.
Say, as it looking through the calendar here, yeah, look, we're hoping to get those runs into that first weekend in December. Yeah, it's such an important cause there with the Toys for Tots. So hopefully we get that in to get those contributions that you said last year, an entire truckload that we sent out.
Oh, it was a ton. I was very happy with how the Edgewater family came together and supported this cause. It makes you feel really good.
That is incredible there. As you said, we've got here in November, we're going to go through the Turkey Day weekend, first week in December. Now, as we get into December, of course, we're in that holiday season. People are out shopping and, the charitable we're just talking about with Toys for Tots. But encourage people to get out and about for these last few weekends of events. Maybe we can have some special days for pickup, because I know there is a lot of great gear at the Finish Line gift shop. We got some specials that we're running for the rest of the year.
Yeah,
what a perfect gift to give.
Yeah, all our t-shirts and tank tops are only $10. Come in and buy them at the racetrack. We also have a whole bunch of new hoodies coming in that have sold really well. We've got some more black ones that are ordered with the old school logo on them. It's very nice. And got a bunch of sweatpants and stuff like that in as well for this cold weather.
Yeah, just a lot of cool things. Perfect gifts for everyone. Hey, and those tees, if you're looking for one of those just group exchanges where they got the X amount of dollars on there, about an Edgewater t-shirt, as I always say, let the whole world know you were here by rocking that Edgewater gear. And of course, when the track is open, or I'm sure if you got a special request, hit somebody up on Facebook. They'll make arrangements to help you out to get that sale in. But it's the Finish Line gift shop. Great gifts. $10 tees and tanks, all new hoodies, sweatshirts, sweatpants. Hey, if you can put a logo on it, Rob has. That's we've got it covered in the gift shop. A lot of
great stuff. And we're working on a bunch of things for 2023 as well. And everybody remember that daily driver race, the first weekend of December. Historically, that weekend is always really nice. So we're hoping it this year holds up to history and we can have a really nice race there as well.
That would be awesome. Looking forward to that. Looking forward to at least we got that one big last hurrah.
One last trip down the racetrack.
coming at us. And I guess, Rob, we can wrap up here for this week's kind of quick rundown episode. Again, as we've lost this weekend due to weather conditions. There'll be no Cincy Street Nights, no tune-in tests, no bracket racing coming up here the 11th, 12th, and 13th. In the off season, maybe we'll have some special episodes. We'll let the deep dive anything, but hey, everyone to keep their eyes and ears open for a bunch of updates coming to the track. I know you've got a bunch of new attractions that you're planning out.
Yeah, we're getting ready to we're getting ready here next week to start moving the concrete walls from that were at the dirt track. We're moving those down to finish that wall on the right hand side all the way down, and then we're going to finish. And then we're going to build the sand trap, and we have the netting and cabling all the way in. We got from Shroud for the net at the end of the racetrack. That is going to prime us. Hopefully, I've been working with William Tharp with NHRA to have a points meet come back here, hopefully in 24. We also are going to upgrade, do a lot of changes to our points program this year. We've had some breakdowns with some health problems. We're going to make sure things are done, have redundancy involved so that we can have things out each week. We're only going to do 15 points races this year. Makes it a lot easier for people to participate and come to it and still have time to go if they have family things to do, or the wedding that your wife won't let you get out of and things like that, and still participate in the points program. We're trying to build the points program up to be really big. I'd love to eventually have a few hundred cars in the program. We're also going to start soliciting more money. As if everybody noticed, we put in a lot of money this past year to our points program, and I'm going to get that to grow. Going to reach out to a bunch of businesses that'll be our bracket heroes. We're going to build a section there right around the starting line to put all of the what we're going to call our bracket heroes that helped out, the businesses that have helped out with the bracket program, with the points program. And if anybody knows your drag racers there is loyal, is all get out. You put your sign up there, get your business noticed, and donate to helping them. They will in turn help you. You look at Ken Herbert from Ken Herbert Plumbing, who has a big spot on our tower. He'll say up and down, it's the best return on investment he does in any type of his marketing. And the racing community is very, very loyal and will take care of the people that take care of them. So we're going to build that bracket program up, make it easier for more people to participate in. Also, something interesting and really neat. We're working on a quarter-mile program for next year. There's more and more interest. People keep crying. I don't want to use the word crying, but people just true drag racing is quarter-mile racing. So we're working on developing a quick 8 program for quarter-mile racing, like it used to be in the heyday. We've got some great sponsors that are coming on board. I know Performance Engineering is going to help us out, get that ball rolling. So anybody who's interested in racing quarter mile in a quick 8 program for next year, let us know. Anybody who's got businesses that want to sponsor it, get your business known, put a little money towards it and get a lot of money back from the racers with their support. Please reach out to me. You can reach out to me on Facebook Messenger, or just send us an email at the racetrack, and we'll get back to you and talk about what we can do to help you in your business.
That is awesome. Hey, and again, hey, we're getting bolstered up. Already looking forward. We still got a few more runs up here in 2022. Looking forward to 2023 and beyond. Again, hey, not so much gloom and doom here this week. No racing, but some great conversation, and looking forward to some much brighter days at the track. Absolutely.
I know everybody involved is really excited about 2023. We're getting ready to announce a race that I think is going to be really good, really neat. The gentleman who started Funny Car Chaos just 2 years ago started Nitro Chaos. So we're going to have the third Nitro Chaos event at Edgewater next year. It's going to be in the spring. It's going to be a 16-car field. It's an outlaw program. You've got to run at least 90% nitromethane. They're all 8 mile racing. These guys run in the 350s, and they're all excited to come you can bring alters, you can bring funny cars, you can bring dragsters because it's an outlaw race. It's going to be really neat, really exciting. We're going to build a great racing program around it. We're also going to have, at that point, we're going to have a few of our points races in, and we're going to do special shootouts for leaders in our points program to come and race during that race. And we're going to do that throughout the year to reward people that are joining in our points program. You're on that leaderboard. We're going to pick out depending on the show that we do, and that show is going to be on a non-points race. When we do our points races next year, that's all we're doing. We're doing all day. We're doing it on Saturday. We're leaving that Sunday open just in case we need it, in case it rains, to try to get that in. But we're going to do everything we can to get it done in just Saturday so people can travel to where they're traveling on Sunday. And to reward everybody throughout the year for being part of that program and staying involved in the points and trying to be top of that leaderboard, we're going to have shootouts for you on races like this with Nitro Chaos. So it'll be really neat, and really excited about having it, and hope everybody out there is excited about joining our points program next year.
Oh, again, a lot of exciting news. Looking forward to developments, I guess, unique draws that you're going to see there at the track coming up. But again, cancellations this week. Hoping to see everybody back next week.
Yes. And before I forget, January 14th is our Racers Banquet. It's in Cheviot, where it was last year. It's a great venue. It's a great time. I've got a ton of great gifts this year to give out. It's worth your while.
Beautiful venue there at the Cheviot Gardens above the Elks Club there, the old Velve Machine location there. It's personal friends of mine. I love the place there. I've actually run some wrestling shows there as well.
Oh, awesome. Yeah. The venue's awesome. Come out, the food's great. We have great barbecue, and it's a good time.
All right. Well, Rob, I think that will do it for this week's episode of the Race Report, episode 27 in the books. And we're gonna be back here next week, hopefully, laying down, talking about better weather. Exactly. And looking forward to some racing. So
we need some warmth and some sunshine. It can't be over yet.
So for this week's episode, he is Rob Ric. I am Rick Vickery. It won't be this weekend, but next weekend.
We will.
See you at the track.